Hey guys, it's Dan, your host of Dan's Reviews, and today I'm back for another video for the Walking Dead universe, and in today's video we're going to be doing another Q&A video for the franchise. We're going to discuss a whole bunch of stuff. In particular, will both Rick and Michonne survive, and how would a Season 2 play out if one of them didn't? Alright guys, this one's going to be doing another review today. This one's going to be doing another review for the Walking Dead universe. This one's going to be doing another Walking Dead universe Q&A video for this week. We're going to go over some of your Q&A comments and questions that we had for this week. Of course, we also probably only have like one more Q&A, maybe two more, maybe if I get a chance to squeeze another one in for Ones Who Live before the show actually releases. I'm getting so excited. We're getting a lot closer now to Ones Who Live. We're less than 2 weeks away, not to mention early access as well, too, which I don't know exactly when the episode's airing on AMC+. It'd be nice if it was, like a week early so we can get it in a few days, but, I don't think that's going to happen. I could see a scenario where maybe on Thursday they release it, like of next week, but, we'll have to see. AMC+ is very up and down with that type of stuff, so we'll have to see. But I'm very excited for it. I'm very excited for Ones Who Live. And now let's get into some Q&A comments from some of you guys. So, starting off with Alex, who says that, Dan, do you think that maybe the Ones Who Live, instead of starting the show off with when Rick was captured by the helicopter, do you think that maybe the show's opening scene could actually be right after the post-credit scene of the series finale of The Walking Dead? And it kind of lines up. It's like a flash forward, and then we go back, and then we see how things, got to that point. Now, I think you're on point with that, although I don't think it's going to be that scene. I do think you're on point in regards to the timelines will be at the beginning of the episode, we're going to be at a certain point, and then we're going to go back and see how we got there. I do think that's what, one thing they'll do. But this is what I think is going to happen. I think the opening scene is going to be the one where Rick is with those prisoners in front of the, like big red lights and stuff. And I think it's going to be the scene that Andrew Lincoln kind of confirmed, which is that Rick is going to be fighting off these firewalkers, and something is going to happen to his hand. Whether it gets burned, whether he gets bit, or he tries to cut off the, the handcuffs just so that he can escape, Either way, I think the opening scene is going to be him losing his left hand, and then we'll go back and see how things got to that point. That's what I'm thinking. It could play out differently. It absolutely could definitely be a different scenario, but that's how I see that one playing out overall. Just mostly because of how insane the scene is, based off what, the writers and Andrew Lincoln have been saying. It sounds like the opening scene is something that we've never seen before. It's really out there. It's really crazy, and it's a very intense and, kind of crazy, chaotic start to this show. So that's what I'm thinking it's going to be. Although, again, maybe not. Maybe it could be something else, but that's just what I'm kind of assuming. But, of course, time will tell. But yeah, I do, though, one thing I will say is that I do think that the ending scene from the main show when Rick's trying to escape and he throws the bottle into the boat and stuff like that, and he has to surrender with his hands up and stuff, that I do think will be in the first episode. I think that will be in the timeline at some point in the first episode, and we'll watch that scene over again with the knowledge now of how he escaped to begin with, And that's why I say, I feel like this show is just a continuation of The Walking Dead, Because, it literally is a continuation of a scene that we saw at the end of Season 11, So, I don't know, it does. It really does just feel like more Walking Dead rather than a spinoff to The Walking Dead, So, and that's one thing I really compliment about this show, is that they're capturing the essence of The Walking Dead while also feeling different enough, That's what I like about this show already, without even watching it. I really, really like that. Next one comes from P-Bear, who says that, Dan, do you think the ending scene of The Ones Who Live will get a post-credit? Maybe a post-credit to tie us into Dead City or Daryl Dixon or something like that to set up a further season of the franchise, almost like what World Beyond did with their post-credit in France, setting up the Daryl Dixon spinoff. Now, I could see it. I definitely could see it. It's going to be one of two things. Either it's going to be a post-credit of another show, like bleeding into another show, or it's going to be a post-credit, which I've said this many times, of Morgan on Rick's trail. I could see that. and Morgan is getting ever closer to finding Rick, which therefore would set up hype and interest for a season 2, of Ones Who Live, because you'd have Morgan at the end with I don't know if you'll have Mo there. Maybe Mo's a bit older at this point, but I feel like it's going to be a Morgan scene at the very end to set up that reunion, which I do think we're going to get in season 2. Maybe season 2 or maybe in another show, regardless, but it does really sound like we're going to probably be getting a Ones Who Live season 2, so I'd assume Morgan will probably just be in that, because they set up the reunion between Morgan and Rick. You can't tell me they didn't. There's absolutely no reason why you can't do that. You've got Andrew Lincoln back. You've got Lenny, who's wanting to do, stuff with Andrew Lincoln again. He said, the only time I'm returning is if it's something to do with Rick. So there you go. Make it pretty simple. They should do it. Absolutely. But, I'll say this. I don't think the post-credit for the Ones Who Live is going to be like setting up like, another new spinoffs. I think we're done with new spinoffs for a while, I feel like these 3 will be the main focus, and then maybe at some point we'll get another one. But for now, I think the main focus is going to be these 3 spinoffs. Although, could there be connecting points to Daryl Dixon? Absolutely. I could even see a scenario where Daryl Dixon's in the finale himself, because that photo that Norman posted, of course, during the filming of the finale. So, and then, well, that leads me into the next one, coming in from Roblox Arrow, who says that, Dan, do you think that when Daryl returns in Ones Who Live, if he does, do you think he could be with Carol as well, too? Maybe Laurent and Isabel? Do you think some of those characters will follow back? Well, yes, Carol will definitely follow back. I feel like Laurent could also follow, or either that or he'll stay in France and like share the knowledge of what he can do. I mean, they could come up with some BS like that, but I want the show to have a purpose at the same time, So I feel like at least Isabel should be there to kind of represent the Daryl show. Maybe Laurent will be there as well too, because it would be cool to make sure that that show does have a purpose besides just filling us in on walkers and the outbreak of France. Like I want to actually see some of the characters from this show matter in the end. That's the same thing with Dead City. Like maybe you can use, Pearlie Armstrong as like a huge character in the franchise after Dead City is done for whatever else they do. I want to make sure that some of these new characters from some of these shows do matter. Same thing with like, let's say Pearl Thorne, let's say she survives. Well, okay, make her a big player in whatever's coming next in the franchise after these 3 shows are done, So, whether that's the big crossover event or whether they go into a whole bunch of other shows, who knows? But yeah, that's definitely one thing. I want at least for at least one character from each spinoff, one new character to survive and go into something else so that they actually matter, but maybe that's just me. So yeah, but overall, yeah, I could see Daryl bringing them with him, obviously, during the reunion with Rick. One for sure that they'll bring back is Carol, just because Carol is, I mean, it's kind of a package deal, Daryl and Carol, so that'll be one for sure. But hopefully Laurent and Isabel will be there as well too, to, like I said, represent the Daryl show. Yeah, that'd be really good. Next one comes from Usher, who says that, Dan, how would you feel if Major General Beal died in season 1 and maybe Jadis took over as the CRM leader in season 2 of Ones Who Live, if they end up doing that? I wouldn't like it. I wouldn't like it at all. Doesn't matter how they do it. We've been building up Major General Beal for all this time. You will damn well give us more than one season with this guy, I need interactions with so many different characters from him. I need so much from this character. Major General Beal has been a very hyped up character for years of this franchise. You can't just throw his character away like he means nothing, Not to mention, I'm a little spent on Jadis, I mean, obviously, I'm excited to see her in this show because she has a purpose, but I am getting a little burnt out on Jadis. I kind of want them to kill her off here pretty soon. Hopefully this show will be the one. But, and again, it's nothing against Jadis. It just, I don't think she's as fearsome as what, frickin' John Locke from Lost over here is going to be doing. Like, I don't think that's going to be anything like it. And, it's not anything to do with the fact that, oh, well, Jadis is an old character and he's a new character. No, it has nothing to do with that. It's just the simple fact that he's so much more of a big deal. Like, they've hyped him up for such a long time, So I don't know. I just feel like he needs to have more than just one season with like 6 episodes, probably a couple episodes he may not even be in, So, yeah, no, he needs to be in more than one season. Absolutely. Plus, they're delving into the fact that maybe he's like responsible for like Operation Cobalt and all this stuff in like LA and Atlanta. Get the frig out of here with your 6-episode bullshit. Like, no, he's got to be in way more than that, And I think he will be. I'm confident he will be. I feel like the actor is more invested than just these episodes. But again, Time will tell. And then the last one comes from Matthew, who says that, Dan, how would you feel if The Ones Who Live killed off Rick and they still went on with a season 2 anyway? Trash. Absolute trash. No, absolutely. It's a very simple answer there. Trash. Downright trash. I don't know why you would ever do a season 2 of Ones Who Live if Rick wasn't in it. This is about Rick. This is about his character. Yes, it's about Michonne, but Michonne, her plot's about finding him, So, like, it's about Rick. It's about, what his character's about. These were labeled as the Rick Grimes movies, you know what I'm saying? So, this is about Rick's story. Yes, Michonne's involved, but she's looking for him, This is about Rick and what he's doing, So, if you get a Ones Who Live season 2 and Rick's, like, killed off or something, not only do you kill my interest in this show, you kill my interest in this franchise, because this guy is finally coming back to what appears to be leading the franchise again. And to kill him in 6 episodes, honestly, you should have killed him at the bridge, And I've said that many times before. Either Rick's back because he's gonna be back for a while, or you should have killed him at the bridge. I mean, hands down, And we're talking about my favorite entertainment character of all time when I say that. Rick Grimes is my favorite character ever created. But if you're going to put him back in here for a few episodes and then kill him off, yeah, you shouldn't have even done this show. 100% you shouldn't have done this show. Maggie and Negan could have discovered the CRM together. Daryl could have discovered the CRM, The reason why we're following Rick in this show with the CRM is because he is back as the main, protagonist of the Walking Dead universe. So, I definitely don't want that swept away. Definitely not. But anyway, let me know in the comment section below. What are you guys expecting for The Ones Who Live? Are you excited? Of course, we got less than 2 weeks now for The Ones Who Live. I'm so damn ready to see what this show has to provide. And I'm very excited to get into the reviews as well, too. That's going to be an absolute blast. So anyway, guys, thank you all for watching. And of course, if you're new to the channel and you enjoy videos like this, make sure to click the subscribe button to not miss any of the videos of The Walking Dead universe. Make sure to follow me on Dan's The Walking Dead Reviews on Instagram, guys. And of course, I'll see you guys really soon for more videos of The Walking Dead franchise. Enjoy the rest of the day, guys, and peace out.